Hello everybody, my name is Danny Blueberry and I'm about to give you a tutorial on Your Song by Elton John for acoustic guitar. So as you probably all know, this song was written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin on piano. So there's many different ways to play it on acoustic guitar, and I'm just going to show you a way I figured out which is easy and I think very nice. So this is my first tutorial, and I've watched some others just to figure how other people do tutorials. I guess this is going to be for medium players, not you don't have to be super advanced, but also it's not for beginners. So a couple of things for my tutorials. I'm going to assume you know how to do bar chords, and I'm going to assume you know basic chords like D's, E minors, A's. So I'm not going to show you how to do all those basic chords. If it's an obscure chord or an obscure chord progression, then I'll get into it. But really for basic chords, like for G's and A's, if you don't know how to play it, there are other tutorials that would be easier for you, or just don't want to waste the time of the players that really know these basic chords. So here we go. You gotta know bars and you gotta know basic chords, and this is my version. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, or then again, no, or a man who made potions in a traveling show. No, it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down into words how wonderful life is with you in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down into words how wonderful life is with you in the world. So that's half the song. Then I sat on the roof. It's all the same thing. So I'll just show you what I did for the first half, and here we go. The finger picking technique. I guess I'm going to get closer up, move the camera down a little bit. You already know what I look like, so it's a very basic finger picking technique, which is the bass note and then index, middle, ring, index, middle, ring, middle, index. So that's what I'm doing. Bass note, and then the middle, the three fingers are working. You can also just strum it. Okay, so now the song has three parts. It starts with the little bit funny part, then, well, you'll see. And you can tell, so there's the verse, it's a little bit funny, that's the first part I'm going to show you. Then, and you could tell everybody, and then there's I hope you don't mind. So here we go at the beginning. It's a little bit, that's a D, funny. This is called a G major 7th, and what I'm doing is I'm hitting the F sharp over here, so it's the high E string, and I'm reaching over and hitting the lower 6th string on the G note. It's a little bit funny, and then it's a regular A. This feeling inside, this is an F sharp minor. Side, and and I'm barring it. I'm not. So I'm not is a B minor. Now this is a chord, a bass run that's very important to the song. So I recommend you work on this because it's what gives it character and makes it so beautiful. I'm not, watch. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. That bass run of that really makes the song, so let's work on it a little. It's a B minor, and then I'm lifting up my index finger, so I'm no longer barring it. It was a barred B minor, so now, so it's leaving this A string open, and then I'm reaching over to the G sharp on the lower E string, and then I'm hitting the G and everything else is open. So again, barred B minor, lift up your finger, so you have an A minor formation, but on the 3rd fret. So if this is A minor, 2nd, 3rd fret. So now I'm lifting up my ring finger, this is my ring finger, and putting it on the G sharp. I think that's the most difficult part of the whole song, or that's the only tricky part. And then here's just a G note, nothing else. I'll do this run one more time. So basically the rest is smooth sailing. And look at my face again. So let's do it. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Don't have much, it's a D, much money, A, but boy, that's the F sharp minor. Boy, if I did. And then it's just a B minor. I'd buy a big, that's a D, house, E minor, where we both, again this is just an open with a G note, we both could live. It ends with an A. So that's the first verse. The second verse is the same chord progression, but it ends with a D. So you end the first verse with an A, the second verse with a D. So watch. If I was a sculptor, or then again, no, or a man who made potions in a traveling show, I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. See how he ends it with a G on the second verse. Sorry, with a D on the second verse. This one's for you, instead of ending it here. Okay, now we're going into the, and you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done. So what he's doing here, what I'm doing here, is it's pretty much an A with a high A note over here. So I'm barring I'm doing an A pretty much. I'm doing an A, but I'm reaching over and hitting the high A as well to get a nice high sound. So what I'm really doing is I'm barring the first 4 strings here and then hitting the A note with my pinky. It's a bit of a stretch. So maybe this is the most difficult part of it. So, and you could tell, if you don't want to do that, if it's too much acrobatics, and you could tell, just hit a regular A. I like to do that. And you could tell, but if you just want to hit a regular A, it works just as well. And you can tell everybody everybody. There's your B minor. And you could tell everybody, B minor, that this is your song. E minor to an open G, so all I'm doing, it's not really an open G, it's just this G note, and everything open, song, but you can also do a regular G, song. And you could tell everybody that this is your song. Yeah, I might as well just hit the G, and then it goes again. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done. So that's the middle part, really not difficult. It's A, and you could tell B minor, everybody, E minor, that this is your song, G. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done. Now here we go with that bass run again. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down into words. You got it? It's the B minor. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down into words. Very simple. How wonderful, there's your D, life is with you in the world. There's an A again. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down into words. How wonderful life is with you in the world. And there's the D. So it ends it the same way as the opening verse. First time it goes with an A, and then when it goes around you end with a D. I'll do it again. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down into words how wonderful life is with you in the world. He ends with A, and then I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down into words how wonderful life is with you in the world. When you end the song, okay, I'm going to move back so you can see me again. Pick up the camera. I sometimes just slide into the D because it ends it nicely. You in the world. So, I hope you found that easy enough. I'm not sure this is for beginners. It's for average players. The chords aren't that difficult. And, well, I've went over them, I think, enough so that if you want to play it like I do, you've got the info. So I'm going to be doing more of these tutorials if people seem to like them. There's a red subscribe button on the lower right side of this YouTube thingy. So if you don't mind hitting subscribe, you'll be notified when I do another tutorial. If you like what you see, if you could have any comments, suggestions, recommendations, or anything, put them in the comment section. I will reply to every single one of you. And just one more thing. For subscribers, once a month, I'm doing a draw, and everybody on my subscriber list is entered. So at the end of each month, I give away a Danny Blueberry t-shirt. This is me stuck in a drying machine when I was 2 years old, and the name of my album was Isolation, so I used this picture because I was isolated back then. So if you're on the subscriber list, you have a chance of winning a t-shirt and a signed copy of my album Isolation, which is also available anywhere you want to look for it. So thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, because it's the end of the year of 2019. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but if you're watching it now, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and love to all. Bye.